delighted the right honourable gentleman from the Lib Dems was here to hear it for once.
Looks like, and the complacency they've shown today, it takes your breath.
I can wait.
No. No, I don't need a point of order, thank you.
We're in the multiple toilets.
I'm hoping that the hubbub on my right here is going to die down and some politeness will prevail before I call the Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor of the Exchequer.
Lower taxes mean higher growth. And higher growth means more opportunity, more prosperity, and more funding for our precious public services. But if we want that growth,
But the Chancellor has hardly said anything. Order! You can't get excited yet. No. Other people want to hear what the Chancellor has to say, and it's matters. So we'll have a bit of good behaviour, please. Chancellor.
thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. The latest figures show. I know the party opposite struck.
This is not amusing anymore. We need to hear what the Chancellor has to say. I can tell who's making the noise, and you simply won't get a chance to speak later. So that's the end of it. Chancellor.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. When the Prime Minister and I came to office, I thought they cared about people on the lowest incomes. It's the difference between no plan and no principles. And I'm delighted the right honourable gentleman from the Lib Dems was here to hear it for once. They don't have a growth plan, so they might as well listen to ours. As growth returns, I now turn to one of the most powerful ways to attract investment, namely supporting our most innovative industries. I suspect the new theatre release may be of particular interest to the Shadow Chancellor, who seems to fancy her thespian skills when it comes to acting like a Tory. The trouble is, we all know how her show ends. Higher taxes, like every Labour government in history. I'm delighted they are cheering the fact that Labour governments always put up taxes. They're right. And I also want to mention our life sciences sector, where I can wait.
Order. A little bit of murmuring is normal, but I shouldn't be able to hear what you're saying over there. That is clearly out of order. Now, let's have some courtesy. Chancellor.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker.
You're too close to me to be shouting that loudly. If you want to shout that loudly, you should go and sit away up there. I apologise for interrupting the Chancellor.
I see the Deputy Leader of the Labour Party paying close attention, given her multiple dwellings.
Order. Too much excitement. We haven't actually heard, because we can't hear what the Chancellor is trying to say. Okay, and I can hear who is shouting there. You won't get to speak later. Chancellor.
I'm sorry to disappoint her, but multiple dwellings relief was not actually designed for her, but intended to... It was intended to support investment in the private rented sector, but an external evaluation found no strong evidence that it had done so and that it was being regularly abused, so I'm going to abolish it. And finally, as part of this budget, both the Treasury, a part of our look on property taxation, both the Treasury and the OBR have looked at the costs associated with our current levels of capital gains tax on property. They have concluded that if we reduced the higher 28% rate that exists for residential property, we would in fact increase revenues because there would be more transactions. For the first time in history, both the Treasury and the OBR have discovered their inner Laffer curve. So today I am going to reduce the higher rate of property capital gains tax from 28% to 24%. That really is for you, Angela.
I had enough from over there, definitely not having it from here. Chancellor.
I now turn to oil and gas. Unlike the party opposite, we want to encourage investment in the North Sea, so we will retain generous investment allowances for the sector. We'll also legislate in the finance bill to abolish the energy profits levy should market prices fall to their historic norm for a sustained period of time, after representations from the Honourable Member for Banff and Buchan. But because the increase in energy prices caused by the Ukraine war is expected to last longer, so too will the sector's windfall profits. So I will extend the sunset on the energy profits levy for an additional year to 2029, raising £1.5 billion. Next I turn to the taxes paid by those who are resident in the UK but not domiciled here for tax purposes. This is a category of people known as non-doms. Now, Nigel Lawson wanted to end the non-dom regime in his great tax reforming budget of 1988, which is where I suspect the Labour Party got the idea from. But I too have always believed that provided we protect the UK's attractiveness to international investors, those with the broadest shoulders should pay their fair share. After looking at the issue over many months, I've concluded that we can indeed introduce a system which is both fairer and remains competitive with other countries. So the government will abolish the current tax system for non-doms, get rid of the outdated concept of domicile, aim to please all sides of the House in all my budgets. And we will replace...
Order. This is impossible. Right? Can you just... Order! Could you please shout more quietly? Chancellor.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. We will replace the non-dom regime with a modern, simpler and fairer residency-based system. From April 25, new arrivals to the UK will not be required to pay any tax on foreign income and gains for their first 4 years of UK residency, a more generous regime than at present.
Order. Mr. Perkins. I can manage, thank you very much. 5 times I've heard what you said. I let you away with it. Now that's enough. One more strike and you're out.
Madam Deputy Speaker, I do know how hard it is for them to listen to arguments for lower taxes. But that is the difference. Because we have asked those with the broadest shoulders that we today put this country back on the path to lower taxes. A plan to grow the economy versus no plan. A plan for better public services versus no plan. A plan to make work pay versus no plan. Growth up, jobs up, taxes down. I commend this statement to the House.
Standing order number 51, the first. As matters that opinion say aye. Aye. Of the contrary, no. Order. The question is. No, I don't need a point of order, thank you. We're in the middle of a division. Thank you. The question is that, pursuant to Section 5 of the Provisional Collection of Taxes Act, as I said a few moments ago, as many as are of that opinion say aye. Of the contrary, no. Clear the lobby.
To see living standards fall confirmed by this budget today. That is their record. Yeah. It is still their record. Give with one hand and take even more with the other. And nothing they do between now and the election will change that. Yeah. Crisis? What crisis? Or, as the captain of the Titanic and the former Prime Minister herself might have said, iceberg, what iceberg? Smiling as the ship goes down, the Chuckle Brothers of decline, dreaming of Santa Monica, or maybe just a quiet life in Surrey, not having to self-fund his election. Whilst the crew behind them scrabble for duty new budget. If only, although I have to note that the Chancellor, when he was Health Secretary 10 years ago, promised to make the NHS paperless by 2018. And I know the Prime Minister's fondness for Elon Musk extends to an enthusiastic embrace of his community notes on fact-checking, so I'll say this bit slowly. He said, we've turned the corner. Yeah. And where are we now? Britain in recession. Yeah. An economy smaller than when the Prime Minister entered Downing Street. Yeah. The textbook definition of decline, that is their record. I mean, after 14 years, who do they actually think feels better off? Yeah. Productivity is flat. mortgages through the roof, house building off a cliff, worklessness rising and rising. Looks like, and the complacency they've shown today, it takes your breath. And it seems the Chancellor's been taking lessons on marketing from the Willy Wonka experience in Glasgow. All is not as it seems. And with just over 3 weeks to go, he has to come clean. Because up and down the country, parents need to know it's time to break the habit of 14 years. Stop the dithering, stop the delay, stop the uncertainty, and confirm May the 2nd as the date of the next general election. Because Britain deserves better, and Labour are ready.
I'm not going to demand silence now. This is the moment for cheering. You can do that some more. Okay. Chairman of the Select Committee, Harriet Baldwin.
But I still think that we heard today that the Leader of the Opposition has no plan.